What's up, everybody? Today I'm doing a video on how to mount a scope properly on a decent rifle like this. It's a Winchester Model 70 that I just refinished the stock on. I just brought it to a nice red oak finish and went from a white birch to the red oak. But this particular rifle is a Post 64 model. You can see it has a jeweled bolt. And it's got the hooded sight up here, along with the flip-up rear sight right here, which is adjustable. I'm gonna leave that down for now. There's a few things that you're gonna need definitely to mount a scope properly, and there's a few things that I have here that you probably won't have exactly like I do. And the reason for that is because in my classroom we made some tools. This is a scope lapping or hand lapping tool. So what you do is you set this in the rings after you mount all the stuff down and torque it to the right torque specs. Then you're gonna sit here and hand lap the rings. And what that does is it allows the rings to have maximum contact with the scope. And you can see this one has been nicely lapped. You can see, I compare it to the finish on the top here, which is kind of dirty, but that was the finish originally pretty much. So you can see that some of it has been lapped and it's nice and shiny in there, so we know that there's a lot more contact that's going to be happening with the scope. Also, whenever I do this, I'm particular about it, and I like to keep the top parts of the ring separate from the bottom parts of the rings, and I like to keep the matched rings that were lapped together. Okay, I do that because it gives you maximum contact with the scope at all times, which is, to me, makes me feel better about things and, you know, lines everything up right. Alright, so the next tool that's important for you to have is right here. A lot of people will have these, and I made these myself. They don't look that great, don't judge me, but they work. These are scope alignment tools, or scope alignment bars. A lot of guys will have them where they're pointed at the end, and then the point touches in the middle after you put these on the rings. However, these just line up like this, and you're going to put the rings on there and tighten them down like you normally would. And what it does is it shows you in between these two axis points if the scope is lined up correctly or if it's kind of off canted a little bit. So you want this to be lined up correctly, and I'm using one hand for the camera right now, so it's kind of hard for me to put both of these on here without hitting my rifle. So we're not going to worry about that. But you're going to use those two. You're going to line that up after you lap it. Make sure everything is lined up correctly. If it's not, then you adjust here, or you adjust, you know, wherever else that you can with the types of rings and mount that you have. Alright, so what I'm mounting on this today is a 3x9x40 loophole. It's the VX Freedom, just like a $190 scope, $200 scope, depends on where you get it. I actually got this particular one for $180, and I bought it brand new, so right out of the packaging. I've actually never even got this out of the box. This is the first time right there. These are very clear, very good eye relief, and great hunting scopes. So right now what I'm doing currently is I'm figuring out the eye relief for mine, and I like to set my scope as far back as I can. That way the maximum eye relief is right there wherever I'm hunting. So my eye would be probably about right here, and that gives me about 3 inches or so of eye relief, which is pretty decent, especially if you're shooting a higher caliber. You don't want that scope coming back and hitting you in the eye, and we've all seen those videos. Alright, so the next thing that you're going to need when mounting a scope properly is going to be a set of levels. Okay, so I have this Wheeler Engineering leveling set, which one end will go on the end of the barrel here, or not the end of the barrel, but the end of the forend of the barrel. And you want to make sure it's level, which that is level. And then you want to take this piece and you want to just slap it right on top. If you can take this off, the cover for the adjustments, then you can set your level on top of that directly. But if not, then you want to set it right on top of that cover. And it looks like this is pretty dang level already. I'm going to make some minor adjustments here after I get off the camera to make sure everything is perfect, of course, but right now it's set pretty well. But that's all you do is you set this on this end and you set this on this end and you make sure both are level. As long as both are level, then your reticle should be, in theory, level with the bore of the gun or the axis of the gun. So now there is a way to set the level, and I'm not exactly sure how to explain that to you properly. So there is a little manual that comes in the Wheeler kit, which is what I use whenever I do this to make sure everything is correct. But yeah, so the last tool, of course, that you're going to want to use is this right here. You don't have to use this exact one, and I just use the Wheeler stuff because I got it off Amazon and I got it all together. But this is called the Phat Wrench. It's a torque wrench. It's like a screwdriver. It's got a little torque wrench built up to it. And you can torque it down to, right now I have it about 18 foot-pounds. And I use this bit, all you do is you twist this part in until that red mark lines up exactly with what you want to use as far as your foot-pounds. And when you torque down these screws correctly, your scope and scope alignment will remain on 0 whenever you're shooting constantly, especially with heavier cartridges like a 30-06 in this case. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Let me end this video and then I'll show you guys the scope after it's mounted. Alright, so I got everything torqued down and Loctited. A lot of people think you're not supposed to use Loctite, but if you use the blue 242, it's removable. It'll be a little bit of a pain in the ass to remove, but it keeps everything on 0 100% of the time. So anyways, everything is now torqued down, Loctited, and zeroed in. Only thing left to do would be to bore sight it, and I have this little laser here, but that'd be a day at the range or something, take a few shots, make sure everything is online. So yeah, everything is pretty much done with this rifle, and I'm actually going to be posting this rifle for sale on Gunbroker if anybody's interested. So check me out. My Gunbroker name is Brandon0117, or I'll just post it in the description actually, but I believe that's my name on there. But anyways, thanks for watching. That is how to mount a rifle scope, and I hope you guys take something from this, and I hope you guys use the correct tools for the job in order to get this stuff done. Because a lot of guys will just sit in their garage, just slap a scope on there, torque it down, and be like, yep, that's it. But it may get the job done, but it won't get the job done right. So anyways, thanks for watching, everybody. Have a good day.